Hello friends, welcome to this new tutorial. Today I have here this Asus Zenfone 3 Deluxe, and the problem on it is the LCD. The LCD is broken, and also I will perform a battery replacement on it. Okay, so to do this job we will need a new screen. As you see, I have a new screen, and we will need a new battery. So I already purchased these parts from eBay, and you can purchase yours from eBay. Just make sure you are ordering the right parts, and you can check the model number of your phone. It's right here in the back. It's Asus Z016D. Alright, so those are the parts. Then we will need some tools. We will need an IC semi, we will need a double sticky adhesive, we will need a Phillips screwdriver, we will need a cutter, we will need tweezers, we will need a spudger, plastic spudger. Also we will need these playing cards. Actually those are just pieces of playing cards. And we will need a SIM card tray ejector, and we will need a heat gun. Then we will need this glove. As you see, it's in my hands. Alright, so if you have all the tools, you need to be very careful, and you need to be aware that replacing the screen on this phone is gonna be very easy since it's broken, but replacing the battery may cause you to damage your screen. So if you damage your screen or something happened during this repair, it's gonna be on your own risk. You need to be extremely careful with the battery, with the screen, if it's good and you are trying to replace only the battery. Alright, so if you think that this is something you can do, just go ahead and do it, and do it at your own risk. If you think that it's not easy for you to do, just give it to a specialist. Alright, so let's go. First of all, we will need to heat the screen for a couple minutes. Then we will try to lift it up. By the way, my screen is already broken, so I don't have to worry about it. For you, make sure don't focus the heat in one spot or too much on the screen. This may burn the LCD in the bottom. Okay, as you see, there is a burn here now. You see it? So if you focus the heat in one spot, it will burn the LCD. I'm just gonna be very careful, but if something happens, I already have a new screen. Alright, so once I heat up the screen enough, I will just come here and make a small gap like this. Then I will insert this playing card inside, and I will remove this one and continue the job with this playing card. Carefully and gently. And when you are sliding this card here, make sure you go underneath the LCD, not on top of it, because I think this will be very hard for you to get this card underneath the LCD completely. This is the LCD, so when you are sliding the card, let me show you, when you are sliding the card here, it may get inside here between the glass, the black glass, and the LCD. And this will damage this LCD very easy, so you need to be extremely careful. Okay, as you see, it slips and it goes underneath the LCD like this, so you need to go exactly in the bottom. So if you feel like this side is not gonna work good for you, you need to go from the other side. By the way, I think it's very like high chance that you will damage your screen if you are replacing just the battery. Yeah, as you see, the screen is sticking very well and it's very thin, and I think it's impossible to lift it up without damaging it. As you see, now I lift it up. Now I will insert this one. No, it's already going between the LCD and the digitizer. So what I'm gonna do, I will just go ahead and lift up this screen. And also, when you are like prying up like this, make sure don't go deep inside. You may damage something on the motherboard. You see, the digitizer got separated from the LCD. So what I'm gonna do now, I will heat up this part because we have the soft case in the bottom here. I need to be very careful to not cut them. By the way, the phone is on. Now there is no way to turn it off because the screen doesn't show anything. And as you see here, the cables comes off exactly here. The cables comes off with the digitizer, so I need to put them down and remove only the glass. Alright, so I remove this glass, and this is the digitizer cable, and I will lift up this one from here. Make sure don't cut your fingers, so I'm doing it carefully. I'm trying to be very, very careful. Alright, as you see, the screen cable is right here. It got cut also. I'm trying to remove this bracket. When you are removing this bracket, make sure don't go deep inside in these places here, in these gaps, because we have too many components there. You may damage them. Alright, so I remove this bracket. Let me put it somewhere safe because I'm gonna need it later. Alright, so now I will disconnect the cable. As you see here, we have here too many components, and you need to be very careful to not damage them, okay? Alright, so this will be back to the thing after we put the screen. So what I'm gonna do now, I will remove all the pieces of glass left here in this. be very careful because we have this cable here. This is the assistive touch cable, I mean the soft keys cable. If you cut this cable, the soft keys in the bottom not gonna work. So that's why I'm cleaning it very well. I mean very careful. Alright, so make sure you remove all the pieces of glass and the adhesive that is from the other old screen, and make sure this place is very clean, no pieces of glass, no pieces of adhesive, and make sure that this surface here is very flat so that the screen will sit flat with no problem. Alright, so I'm gonna clean this place. Alright, so now after we clean this place here, we're gonna remove this frame. So we have to open some screws here. If you are just replacing the screen, you don't have to do these steps. You just can put your screen, connect your screen here, and you're good to go. Let me show you how to do it. So this is the screen, and we can remove this adhesive. So first of all, we will need to cover this part with the adhesive. This adhesive, we're gonna put like strip from the top to the bottom and another strip from the top to the bottom. Then we're gonna cover this side here and we're gonna cover this side here. We will make sure that the adhesive not covering this spot here and this spot here and this spot here. Also, it's not covering the proximity sensor here and the earpiece here and the front facing camera. Alright, after that, once you have the adhesive here, you can just take this screen, remove this plastic, and connect this cable here. Don't put any force on it until you make sure that it's snapping in its connection. It's gonna make sure it's aligned. Alright, so it's connected now. So what I'm gonna do now, I will just turn the light off, then turn it back on. Alright, as you see, the screen is on now. Yeah, the screen is not like sit inside perfectly, so I just wanna. Alright, this one has a password. I don't know what is the password, so what I'm gonna do, I will just turn it off. Power off, power off. As you see, the screen is working. Alright, so for you, if you are just replacing the screen, that's what you're gonna do, and you will don't forget to put this bracket on top of this thing here. This in case you don't want to finish this video, because the final steps to install the screen will be at the end of this video. If you don't want to watch the video to the end, or you can jump to the end of this video to save your time. Alright, so let me disconnect this one now, and I will put it aside. Now what I'm going to do, I will open all the screws here to get inside the phone to replace the battery. I'm using the Phillips screwdriver. Alright, so I removed all the screws, and by the way, the screws all the same. They don't look like different to each other. They have the same length, the same size. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do, I will just insert this IC semi here between the frame and the glass. Between this frame, the outside and the middle one, and I will lift up gently and make sure to not get all the way inside, to not damage anything. Okay, so I'm sorry, I forgot to remove the SIM card tray from here. So make sure you remove the SIM card tray out from here. This I'm supposed to do this in the beginning. Okay, then I will open this carefully like this. So once we have a cable here, this cable, we're just gonna use our nail to disconnect it carefully. So we disconnect this cable. This cable is for the fingerprint scanner, as you see. So we need to be careful. Don't open the phone quick like this. You may cut this cable here. So let's put this one aside. Now we have the battery here. So this battery, the first thing we're gonna do, we need to disconnect it. Click here, pry up here this connection. This is the battery cable, okay? Then this battery is glued down. It has an adhesive in the bottom. So the adhesive is right here. So this is the adhesive. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna just pull this adhesive gently. Oh, I got it. So let's try with this one. I got it again. Alright, so if the adhesive got cut, the only option you have to do, you can use the alcohol and use this play card. Make sure it's plastic, thin plastic. Then you can dip it here in the alcohol. You can dip it here and use it to slide it underneath this battery. Keep sliding it gently until the adhesive which is holding it get loose, then press up. I think I will be able to get under it battery from this side. Alright, what I did, I just bent this one a little bit. I bend it little bit, then it gives me access underneath the battery here. So when you are inserting this inside here, make sure don't cut this cable. This cable here is connecting the charging port part with we have the speaker, the loudspeaker here, and we have the vibrator. This cable is connecting this part with the motherboard, so the cable is going underneath here, is coming here. So make sure don't cut this cable. You can use more alcohol as needed. For me, I see that I can get it out without using more alcohol, so that's why I just keep going. So I got it out. So this is the battery. In case you want to put this battery back, you can just flatten this one with something like this. This is the way how to fix it. You can do this with all other batteries. Alright, so this is the battery out. Now we're gonna put, as you see, we still have this adhesive, so we don't need to put new adhesive. By the way, as you see, this cable is got disconnected from its place, so this cable is going here. This is a wireless cable for, I think, for the Wi-Fi. or for the 4G speed. Alright, let me see the other battery. So this the other battery, the new battery, is not similar to this one. So what I'm gonna do, I will put this one back. As you see, actually this battery, the owner of this phone ordered the part for it, so I thought this is the right battery, but it's not. Alright, so let's put his battery back, you know. So what I'm gonna do, we already have some adhesive here. We're just gonna put this battery exactly inside here, and that's it. So that's how we replace the battery. Then we connect the battery. Make sure the battery cable is connected perfectly. Alright, it's connected good. This cable got disconnected too, I just reconnected it. Alright, so what we're gonna do now, we're just gonna put this back. Yeah, for the new battery, you're gonna just do the same thing here, you know. So I'm connecting now the fingerprint scanner cable. If the cable is not matching perfectly with its connection, is not gonna connect. Sometimes if you are not doing it the right way, it may give you some hard time, like it does for me now. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now, I will just put this down here and find the right way to do it. Alright, it's connected. Then I will put this frame back. It's better to start from this part here. No, I think the best way to do it is putting this top side first, because the headphone jack stuck here. So we're gonna do it like this. First the top. Alright, let me move this cable a little bit. I mean, this prong here is supposed to be outside here. Anyway, so let's put this part first. Then we make sure this part is all the way inside here. Then we let it go. Alright. So the next step, I will put the screws back. Alright, so I put all the screws back. Now we put this SIM card back also. Alright, for those who are replacing the screens, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna put this, we're gonna cover this part here with the adhesive from the corner to the corner. Then I will cut this evenly. Then I will come here and open the camera. Just cut a little piece of this adhesive to open the camera here. Let me remove this plastic which is covering the adhesive. It will make it easy for me to remove this adhesive. This is the proximity sensor. Make sure nothing is blocking it, because if you leave some adhesive covering this part here, it may give you a problem when you make a call. The light gonna go off and you cannot get it on easy. You may need to wait until you hang up with the other person. Alright, so now I'm gonna remove this adhesive. Make sure don't touch the camera lens. It may have like some dust on it, or you may put some fingerprint or something, and this will make it foggy. Alright, so now I'm gonna put another strip here in the bottom. Okay, for this one, because the adhesive is clear, I'm not gonna cut it, I'm just gonna leave it like it is. I think it will not be a problem, it will work fine, since the adhesive is clear here. The main thing I need to see, this spot here need to be like open to respond to the light. Then we will put another strip here. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I will remove the plastic which is covering this adhesive, this red plastic. By the way, you can get this adhesive from eBay. It's not expensive, it's like I think $8. For $8 you can get a big one, something this size. Alright, so I remove all the adhesive here. Then I will connect the screen. This bracket was connected to the motherboard, it's like a glue it down, so it's moving. Anyway, now we can remove this plastic here. It's just to protect the screen. And then before we glue it down, make sure you test the screen and make sure it's working perfectly before you let it go down, because if once you glue it down, you're not going to be able to test it or remove it to like reconnect it. Anyway, it's responding normal. So what I'm gonna do, I will make sure that this part here is perfectly connected here in this, and there is no gap here, and it's very aligned with the frame. Then I will let the top part go down also. Alright guys, so that's how we replace the screen on this Asus. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment area, and I hope that this video helped you to do your to replace your screen and your battery.